And we are officially live. Hello to all my BC Wrestle Pod nerds out there. And welcome to the grand re debut of our Ring of Honor post show team here at BC Wrestle Pod. And we would like to welcome you to the Honor House, and that is spelled as Haus because why not? My name is Mikey. I am El Jefe of BC Wrestle Pod, and joining me this morning slash afternoon. Time zones are a thing that occur. But Benny is up here in the early afternoon to talk about Ring of Honor and MLP Global Wars Canada. So happy to have you here, my friend.
Happy to be here. Uh, what a great trip up north. Let's rock and roll.
Absolutely. So before we get into Global Wars Canada, to kind of keep the intro bit a little bit simple, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick going live most of the days of the week. And our main channel on the YouTube houses the edited reviews, which go up the day after the lives, which is really, really nice. But if that is something that you cannot find the time to do so, but still want to be involved, follow us on the social medias at BC WrestlePod, where you can see our report cards, previews of the weekly shows and pay-per-views, notifications, news updates, clips of these shows that will make you like laugh or question things, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, we're pretty much on every social media site. You could just pick which one you want to follow and then interact with us that way. We also have merch store, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. Link in the description of this video, as well as the chat has the links as well to everywhere that we are streaming. And last but certainly not least, we have a Kofi, however you want to call it, but it helps us pay for all these streaming services and pay-per-views. And with WrestleMania weekend coming up, we're gonna be dishing out some monies because there are pay-per-views that we got to pay for that we are covering, but it is all good. But if you can donate, that link will be popping up in the chat on YouTube and Twitch ever so often, but no pressure if you cannot do so because you being here is enough. Alrighty, now that I'm done talking about it, let's get into this. So we are about a week past Global Wars Canada. This happened last week. Ring of Honor on Honor Club replayed Global Wars Canada for the folks at home. And before we get into it, just a little bit of some Ring of Honor announcements really quickly. Number one, we are back to regular Ring of Honor programming, but they are starting at a new time at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, starting this Thursday. And from here on out, it's going to be 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'm like, solid. So I can't really complain about that. But the most important thing, we got our first Ring of Honor pay per view coming up in May. Super Card of Honor is going to be coming from Maryland, which is an interesting place. But I'm not going to complain. So excited for that. Alrighty, let's let's get into Global Wars Canada. So because we do got a lot to talk about, we are going to be talking about the Triller TV version that we watched. So let's just jump straight into it because our first match was a tag team match. Shout out to the graphics department, by the way. So this was a lot of fun. For giving us the different flags of the wrestlers and what countries they represent, which is a lot of fun. But we get a tag team match to open things up. We have Eddie Kingston and Ortiz taking on the team of Adam Priest and the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, which was a whole lot of fun. This was a really solid tag team bout. It seems that Eddie and Ortiz are going to be coming in and out of Ring of Honor. And AEW, so really glad to have them here. I thought this was a really solid tag team bout, and I do think that Adam Priest and Tommy Billington are such a fantastic tag team. I think they work really well together. Kingston and Ortiz are also really solid. This was just a good grapple match and a good opening match to kick off a Global Wars. So, Benito, what did you feel about this particular match?
I really like this one a lot. Um, Priest and Billington are a team that I really, really like. And apparently Tony Khan does too, because he's bringing him with it everywhere he goes, and rightfully so. I like that Kingston and Ortiz were the de facto heels in this one, and it really shined a light on something for me. Like Eddie Kingston's been a tag wrestler for the majority of his career, and he he looked really comfortable in this match. And Kingston and Ortiz, if they could find TV time, would be a great addition anywhere. Um, I like that Kingston just won with a roll up. Like he just stole it. And that Adam Priest, man, that guy is something special. Like uh, he's got a fire that that most people don't. Fucking it was a really great match, man. Especially like to kick off the night. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Also, we're long enough into it. We can start cursing and we're good. So you're fine. um, no, but I agree with you. I do think this was a really fun match to kick things off. Ortiz and Kingston play a really good de facto heels. And I'm really glad that AEW and especially Tony Khan see something special with Adam Priest and Tommy Billington. And I look forward to seeing where everyone goes from here. So this has been a really fun time. We move on though, because in our next match, we do have our first championship match of the evening. This is for the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion. We have the challenger and Miss Alice Crowley, also known as Big Al from JCW Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which I was like, oh, interesting. So there's a lot of crossover between independent stars and Juggalo Championship Wrestling. So if those of you who are unfamiliar or unaffiliated, Juggalo Championship Wrestling is exactly what it sounds like. It is owned by the Insane Clown Posse, and it is the most respectful way I could describe it is if it's like you took the concept of actual backyard wrestling and you added I don't want to say like trailer parkness to it, but their characters are insane. There's a lot of the times we see them cross over with GCW. We just had a whole summer arc last year where it was GCW versus JCW, so they were invading each other's shows. But and Big Al happens to be one of their more prominent women's wrestler in JCW. So it was really nice to see her here. But more importantly, it's really exciting to see Miss Red Velvet now that she is back. She's been back for a hot minute, but I'm happy to see her here. And while this match was a little bit short, I do think this was really good stuff. Again, I thought this was a really fun showing for those who are unfamiliar with Alice Crowley. And Red Velvet is just gonna do Red Velvet things, and she's come such a long ways, and she has become into her own. And as someone who's been watching her journey from the very beginning to where she is now, she's fantastic. I love it. But Benny, what did you think of this Women's World Television Championship?
I really like this match. Big Al is somebody that's been on my radar for a while because she wrestles a lot in the Northeast, um, and pretty much everywhere. Um, I also like the wink and the nod to Aleister Crowley as Mr. Crowley. I digress. I like that Al like dictated the pace of this match because um, Red Velvet doesn't really have a defined role. Like as much as I like her, like she's not necessarily a heel. She's not necessarily a face. But in this match here, Big Al took the role of the heel, and Red Velvet, being Red Velvet, shoved it right back in her face. as you do.
As you do. Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. And again, more championship matches is never going to be something I'm going to complain about. Um, I would really like Ring of Honor to use Alice Crowley, bring her in more. I think Big Al is really good. Uh, but yeah, Red Velvet retains her ROH Women's World Television Championship. I also agree. I would like to see Red have a more defined role as a champion in ROH. Hopefully, as we continue with the rest of this year and we slowly start improving these tapings for Ring of Honor, um, we will actually have some good storylines come out of it. Let's get some writers on this thing. But we move on from this match and we get into a six-person tag team match. Now, these images that were not updated because we had to address some things in the room because travel issues were a thing for a lot of our talent, specifically our talent coming from Mexico. We're having travel issues coming into Canada. So originally it was going to be Lethal Twist, which is Jay Lethal, and the Swirl, which is Blake Christian and Big Shouty Lee Johnson. And it was originally supposed to be taken on the team of Mascara Dorada, Bhupinder Gujar, and Psycho Mike. Mascara Dorada would have travel issues, and so Mascara Dorada would end up getting tag team and subbed in for Evil Uno. So the match became Lethal Twist versus Evil Uno, Bhupinder Gujar, and of course our lovable man, Psycho Mike. um, we don't have a weekly Ring of Honor show, but what I have thought to myself as I've been watching Ring of Honor, I actually really do like Jay Lethal paired up with the Swirl. I think the three of them make a really fun trio with Lee Johnson and Blake Christian being the younger ones and doing all the crazy stuff. And I think Jay Lethal's a good person to kind of get advice from since he's been wrestling for so long and has had many of a gimmick and a characters, and he could still go as Ro. But for me personally, the international team was also where it was at too. Love me some Evil Uno. I love that he's stepping back into the ring more, which is fun to watch. Upinder is really great. And I mean, it's Psycho Mike. Like, you can never go wrong with Psycho Mike. But Benny, how did you feel about this international trios match?
Sorry. So I really like the sub in of Uno for Dorada, and Uno, because like Uno's got a great hot tag, as he does, you know. He's sort of a tag specialist for the majority of his career. Shout out Super Smash Brothers. Um, you know, I really like that really funny moment with Psycho Mike and Jay Lethal, where like uh, Lethal's like backing up and Mike's just staring directly into the hard cam, as he does, um, because he's in love with the hard cam. I love Psycho Mike because like it's such an old school character, but with like a new school feel, like like new school like sense of that sense of humor. Like his finishing move is a body slam, like which is crazy, you know. Which goes to show you that all those old heads that says you can't get over doing the old stuff. Oh yeah, one Psycho Mike. And I also agree with you. I really like Jay Lethal with the swirl. Um, the Jay Lethal is an incredible heel, and I think that somebody like uh, the Swirl can really learn a lot from Jay Lethal. Just being in the ring with Jay Lethal.
I agree. And I think with a little bit more seasoning, I do think that the Swirl have the potential to be a really good heel tag team. Um, but yeah, this match was a lot of fun. Lethal Twist, as I said, does win and get the victory over our international guys. But really, really good stuff from all of them. Alrighty. Now, like I said it during the MLP Uprising post show, but Deonna Purrazzo and Giselle Shaw had the best matches across both nights for me personally. And this ended up being probably my favorite match of the night, come, outside of another match that I'm going to talk about, but this is for the ROH Women's Pure Championship, Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw. God, these two are so good. Deanna and Giselle, I feel like are always underrated to me. Um, damn, I don't have enough words in the English dictionary to describe how much I enjoyed and loved this match. But yeah, to me, Deanna and Giselle have my matches of the night across the weekend for Global Wars and Uprising. So they just brought it, and I'm just like, give me another one, give me a rematch, give me a best of 7 series. I This was great, and this is finally what I wanted to see from Deonna. Just give her good opponents to fight. Like, we know she can wrestle, and this is exactly what I need. Tony Khan, just start giving her great women to have matches and feuds with. Like, this was awesome. Anyways, Benny, how did you feel about this women's pure championship match?
Uh, it was like I really liked it. Like it was really fun. I think the my only critique was that like the pure Chiron not being up like
Rude.
like it just made me pay attention a little bit more, and which is fine by the way. Like oh god, I have to pay attention to this one. But the Chiron really does add a lot to the pure matches, because you get the time limit and the rope breaks and etc. Um, but this was really fun. Like Giselle Shaw is uh, has been an amazing wrestler for a very long time, and same with Deanna. Deanna was just spamming arm bars throughout this, and finally gets to the Venus de Milo at the end, which is a really clever name. Um, and I don't think we've touched on this yet, but uh, the announce desk with Morrow, Don Callis, and Ian
Ian,
Riccaboni. Wow, what a dream team, man! What a dream team! Mamma
they were
mia!
s- they were so good. Their chemistry was so much fun.
Mm.
It's it definitely helped enhance a lot of what we saw over the 2 nights, and I had a blast with this one. I do agree with you. I do wish the Chiron was on there as well because presentation-wise it fits, but yeah, this was a really solid match. Deanna would end up winning here. Of course, Giselle would retain her championship against Deanna at Uprising. So now with them being both 1 and 1, I'm like, we got to run it back. Give me one more match. We got a rubber match to see who truly is the best. um, but great stuff from Deanna and Giselle. I've always liked both of them. This is great. Uh, so yeah, let's get into this, shall we? So we move on from this particular match into another championship match. This time, this is for the PWA Champions Grail Championship. So the champion, Rohan Raja, taking on our lovable Canadian boy and Mr. Stu Grayson, who in Maple Leaf or an MLP at least is going on an up and down roller coaster ride. Um, I thought this match was solid. I have gone on record in saying that I think Rohan is he's not bad. It's just that I feel like there's just some slight things that are missing for me, like to give him the overall package. I do think his in-ring is good. He plays a really fun heel. There's just something I think it's his mic work that needs a little bit more work and refinement, and then I think he's there. And then, of course, I'm biased. I love Stu Grayson. I've always had for as long as I've been a wrestling fan. But I thought this match was solid. I didn't have any qualms about it. It wasn't like overly spectacular. It wasn't bad either, but it was good, solid wrestling. Benny, what did you feel about this match?
I actually really liked Raja. This is my first time seeing him. Like I've obviously uh, seen him around with MLP and stuff like that, but um, I thought it was pretty good. And uh, Stu is like the underground king, you know, like really, like I've never seen a bad Stu match, and uh, the crowd chanting "Stu, there it is" was pretty hilarious. Uh, Raja doing an Irish whip that actually worked was uh was pretty great. Because like this is very like I wouldn't say basics, but like it was uh it was very defined. Like who's the heel, who's the bad guy, who's the face, you know? And like I really like that belt um that Rasha is carrying. It's giving very WCW US title vibes.
I agree. Um, it's yeah, the PWA championship is so interesting because it travels between here and the oceanic territories as well, which is really fun to watch. um, but yeah, unfortunately, Stu Grayson would not win this championship through to some shenanigans in a little bit. But honestly, Stu, you were meant for greater things. And the next night, it came to fruition as well. So I was like, okay, this is fun. But again, solid match for everyone involved. This is fantastic, and had a good time with this one. Now, it wouldn't be a Ring of Honor show if we didn't have some sort of six-man scramble match. Again, the lineup changed just a tiny bit given the fact that we were having traveling issues for what was supposed to be the Canadian debut of CMLL star Barbaro Cavernario, which is very unfortunate. But you know what? We did what we could. So in this scramble match, we had six-pack scramble match, which included Ace Austin, Michael Allen, Richard Clark. Tagging in for Babaro Cavernario would be DDT's Daisuke Sasaki. You had Jake Christ, Brent Banks, and of course, the ultimate winner of this match. Now we play Mr. Michael Oku. I thought this was a fun six-man scramble. I was just like, I like a bunch of these folks. I have either seen them before. The only person who was truly new to me, but that's because I don't watch a lot of DDT as of right now, was Mr. Daisuke Sasaki. But I liked what I saw, and what I saw at Uprising 2 in the no DQ street fight was also a lot of fun. But it's a good old scramble match. I really enjoyed it. It's fun to watch people do incredible feats of athleticism that I can only dream of doing in my dreams. Um, but yeah, I had a good time with this, and Michael Oku winning here. I was just like, yeah, I could get behind that. Benny, how did we feel about this six-pack scramble match?
This was probably my favorite match on the show outside of the main event. Um, And that Brett Banks, like I've seen him a couple times in Mystery Wrestling, I think, and that guy is awesome, man. Like he's the flippiest flipper. Um, Jake Chris, it's always great to see Jake Chris. I'm a very big wrestling revolver fan, so he's a great mind. Michael Oku, uh, probably probably one of the best unsigned talents, you know, like uh, there is right now. I really, uh, in doing my notes, Michael Allen Richard Clark. I was not going to spell that all the way out, so I did his initials, and it spells out Mark, which is amazing.
Just I was just like, I really hope that he planned it that way because that is genius.
I know, right? And uh, I really like Daisuke Sasaki. Yeah, I've only seen bits and pieces of him from clips and stuff like that, but he's really good. Very big Onita vibe. Oh, and this got the first Mamma Mia of the night.
Good ol look, I've said it before, I am a big mark for Mauro Ranallo. I think his energy and his passion just brings something really fun, um, and he's great. Again, the voice of NXT Black and Gold carried it for me forever, loved it.
Yeah. A little aside, like uh, at first he was doing the Access TV New Japan for a long time, and that's why I first found him. And like the energy that he brings um, is unmatched, and that Walker Stewart, um, I believe, is a pretty big fan himself.
That's another person that if we're talking about announcers too. I know he's still fairly young, but I do appreciate Walker Stewart's commentary for New Japan and as the English commentary voice for Stardom as well. So I love Walker. He's really great. So, but anyways, back to Global Wars. Michael Oku wins. I'm not gonna be upset about it. I really enjoy Michael Oku as a wrestler, and this was just a fun scramble match. Alrighty, let's keep this going because she has made it her back to Canada, and the Fallen Goddess wanted a challenger, and the Fallen Goddess put her Ring of Honor Women's World Championship on the line against Taylor Rising of Canada. This was another match I really enjoyed. Again, I'm more familiar with Taylor because she was pretty much on every single Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling show last year, and I've taken a look into her career, which is really fun to watch. Um, and it's Athena, like the forever champion, going on 3,000 plus odd days as Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. And this is another great match. But Tony Khan, who gonna take the title off of Athena? But that's for a whole that's for when we get to the Supercard of Honor show later in May to figure out what that's gonna look like. But I thought this was another fun match. Athena is just having a really great time wrestling people from around the world and she's going to continue to do so. Sidebar, because she's going to be her match against Rena coming up at American Dream has me excited because I know Rena of Stardom can go, and so that match is going to be on and popping. But as far as this match goes, I thought this was really solid bout. Athena's having a great time. Taylor Rising looked really good here. Athena looked really good here. The Fallen Goddess is still our Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. So, Benny, how did you feel about this championship match?
I'm gonna keep this one short. It was really good. An Athena match is never bad. Um, Taylor Rising was impressive for a younger wrestler. Um, that's really all I got. Like it was fine. Like it was never in doubt. You know, like so it's sort of hard to do a soliloquy about a match that you're like, well, you know.
No, I totally get it. And I feel like on paper we knew this match was gonna be solid anyways, so, like, we weren't holding our breath, be like, "Oh my gosh, I hope they do well." It's like, it's Athena, like, an Athena match is always solid.
Yeah, and she can a lot of greener talent can learn a lot from somebody like Athena.
Mhm. Which is fantastic, which is exactly what she's doing at American Dream coming up here in April. Because Rena is still late 20s, early 30s, so can't wait for that one. Alright, let's keep this going though, because we do got 2 more matches to talk about. The first one being this match, and I'm just like, "Rich homie Swan, you brought out the old Ricochet." I was just like the early days of Ricochet, it was crazy. But Ricochet versus Rich Swan, this match ruled so much. I need this Ricochet more. I'm just putting it out there. This was just
You
so
know, it's
good.
funny. I didn't
Was
think
it?
that this match got out of first gear. Um, I mean, like from what I've seen these two do in the past, right?
Mhm,
Like, and now that they're at least 40 years old, I understand why I didn't like meet my expectations because I had lofty expectations for this one because
mhm,
this is a match that these two are like friends. That they were tag partners. They've been rivals through for like on and off for like 20 years. So they came up together. So like every uh I don't know. This match was fun. I'm not saying that it wasn't fun. Like I really liked it. Um Rich Swan with the drooling, a little bit much, but that Rich Swan, he's a little bit much, you know. I mean that in a nice way, by the way. That's not a critique. I love Rich Swan. Like, but I agree. Like he definitely like brought something out of Ricochet. Um, and for some reason, I thought this was the main event just a few minutes ago when I said that the six pack, aside from the six pack, the main event was my match of the night. This was definitely my match of the night for sure.
absolutely. And to be honest, this would have been a great place to end the show because this did feel like a main event. However, I understand. Don't get me wrong. I love this match. I really did. I thought it was fun. But did it need to be the main event though? No. No, it did not. Um, I think that's my only biggest gripe with it. I was just like, this felt like a weird place to put this on the main event, right? Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyways, let me
No,
set
no,
this
I
up.
I I, I I completely agree. I completely agree.
Okay, so let me set this up and then we'll talk about it. So in your main event for Global Wars Canada, this was an championship match to crown the inaugural MLP Tag Team Champions. So these belts are brand spanking new, and we were going to crown the first ever MLP Canadian Tag Team Champions. So in this match, we had 4 teams, and they were as follows. So going from left to right, of course, team number 1 was the team of Pro Wrestling Noah, or Noah for short, Kaito Kiyomiya, and Bishop Dyer of MLP, who is a MLP Tag Team Champion at the moment. Then versus the Good Brothers, which is Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, versus the Gates of Agony, which is, of course, Toa Leona and Bishop Khan. And then representing the actual Canadians, for this match. We had the team of Bryce Hanson and the sidewalk savant himself, Sheldon Jean. Over the weekend, I had various reactions. Spoiler alert, the Good Brothers are your inaugural tag team champions, which was cool. And then on Uprising, they didn't even make it 24 hours before being dethroned because by the end of the championship match at Uprising, Sheldon Jean and Brett Banks are your now current MLP Canadian Tag Team Championship matches. I want to first by saying this. I am very aware of the Good Brother slander. I know they are very polarizing everywhere they go. I don't have any opinion of them. They're fine. I don't think that I'm gonna be real. I don't feel like they should have won here. Um, but because they ended up losing it and putting over Brett Banks and Sheldon Jean the following night, I'm not really mad at it. But the vibes were weird in this match. I think this is the only match I was just like, I didn't hate this, but it wasn't my favorite, and the vibes were off at parts of this for me. And I still can't accurately describe in words why I felt like the vibes were off. But Benny, how did we feel about our main event for Global Wars Canada?
I thought it was. I was right there with you. I thought it was fine. I'm not. I cannot say that I'm a big Good Brothers fan. Um, I just think that they overhyped and. But I'm not going to get into it. They're uh, they're fine. They're fine. But I think what the issue was is that you had two teams that are young and two teams that are well, the Good Brothers and Bishop Dyer uh are like they're running at at a snail's pace right now, you know? Like they're just
I,
older. It's okay. It happens, you know?
right. And I think the other thing too is like not even just the age thing, but you have two. Well, okay. So let me put this here. So Gene and Bryce, they are a tag team, so they work together. Gates of Agony are a tag team, they work together. Good Brothers have been together for a very long time, but they work at a snail's pace. And then I'm gonna be real, I love Kaito Kiyomiya and Bishop Dyer, but they are truly a thrown together tag team. I was just like, we got no explanation of why we put them together, but okay.
Oh, we got an explanation by the end of the match. But like
That's true.
th- I just don't like doing it's just pet peeve of mine. Like don't put this in the main event if this is gonna be a mid card feud on the next show. Um, it makes everything else just look sort of like mid, you know. But it's just one of those things. But like GOA, I'm a really big fan of, always have been, and they've come a long way. That Toa Leona doing the throwaway slam to Gallows and Kiyomiya. I love that. It always looks great, and I think the combination of Bishop Khan and Toa Leona, like Toa's green, but he's coming along really well, and Bishop Khan is a hell of a worker who's been around for a very long time. Uh, look up 2020 STP. You know, but I I agree. Like I didn't think this needed to be that long, and or you know it was sort of sluggish, you know, and it could have been swapped out for Swan and Ricochet.
I think it could. I feel like this match could have happened towards the middle of the card. Like it could have kicked like we could have put this in the middle or towards the beginning of the card and I would have been okay with it, but as of at the end of Global Wars on Friday, the Good Brothers are your inaugural MLP Canadian Tag Team Champions. And like I said before, the following night at Uprising for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, our current team champions in MLP now are Sheldon Jean and Brett Banks. So that should be really fun. We won't have to wait long. We're going to see how the next show turns out because MLP's next show is happening during WrestleMania weekend, and it is MLP's Multiverse, in which you are going to have stars from various companies come together in Las Vegas to have a match. So far, we only have one match announced so far, which is the Rascals of AEW. So Myron Reed is Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz taking on the team of CMLL's Místico, Máscara Dorada, and the legendary wrestler himself, the Amazing Red. So that is going to be a 6-on-6 match. Also, it has been reported that Persephone, the CMLL Women's Champion, and the ballsy badass herself, Shotzi Blackheart, are also supposed to appear at Multiverse as well. So Persephone versus Shotzi would be an incredible, fun match. But more on that to come in the following weeks, because slowly but surely we are getting these matches made for Multiverse and for Slam Fest, which there's a lot of wrestling coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we will be here to talk about a lot of it.
Yeah, right. And what we don't talk about, we'll still be watching. Like,
seriously. I can say that, yeah.
I was just going to say that I'm really looking forward to the Rascals versus Red Sky team.
Oh my gosh. I'm just like, that match is going to be like out the gate as soon as that bell rings. If they give them the time and they allow them to, I'm just like, everybody is going to go 160 miles per hour.
You know, that's the thing. That's the kind of match that doesn't need to be long, you know? Like, give
just
them 10
like
minutes and see
10 minutes
what
of
they can
everyone
do.
just throwing themselves across the ring. Like,
absolutely. Tumbling. Just a tumbling act. You know?
I was like, I'm ready for the indie spot fest and I'm here for it.
Anytime that Amazing Red is in a match, like I'm like, yeah, you can sign me up. Like that's
I
why I
love
watch House of
Amazing
Glory.
Red. I love Amazing Red so freaking much, man. True legend who still wrestles. Seriously.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie though, that House of Glory card that they got for Vegas too looks really fun too.
Oh yeah,
it really does, because it's Shotzi versus Charlie. So of course
oh
last time we saw.
yeah, that one looks great.
So that looks good. Brody versus Zilla fought too. Looks to be fun. Bandito versus Amazing Red, I think, is happening. I'm just like losing my mind.
What?
Yes,
That's
Bandito
bonkers.
is. I was just like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna watch House of Glory too. All to say, there's good wrestling happening during Vegas weekend. If you are not the person that is into WrestleMania in general, there are so many good independent promotions putting on great shows that whole entire weekend too. I mean, we just talked about it. Slam Fest, which is including CMLL and TJP and Stardom, like the MLP multiverse is happening. We are also getting another thing like Joey Janela's spring break for GCW. Effie's Big Gay Brunch is happening as well during that weekend. If you are into combat sports, you have Bloodsport happening, and that Stardom is having a show American Dream, which is going to feature a lot of Stardom girls taking on a lot of the AEW girls as well. So there's wrestling for everyone. Find something to watch over Mania weekend if you are not the WrestleMania type of person, because I don't want you to complain that there was nothing to watch during Mania weekend when you damn well know there was lots of independent promotions that y'all could have watched. So be forewarned. So do something about it. Watch independent wrestling. That has been my soapbox, and that has been our show. That has been Global Wars Canada. This was a fun one. I do like this working relationship that MLP now has with all these companies, And I look forward to seeing what kind of other crazy stunts we gonna get for multiverse as well. So, but that's
Yeah,
gonna be it for us. Go ahead, Benny. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that I'm really glad to hear that MLP also got a TV contract in Canada for TSN.
Which is
Uh,
crazy.
that TSN is something that it's like the ESPN essentially of Canada,
Mhm.
and uh, they've had some great stuff over the years, and congrats. I just want to say congrats to them, man, because the more wrestling the more wrestling companies there are, there's more places for people to go and make money.
100%. And well, that's it for us here. So we got one more thing happening on later today. I will be back, but this time I will be here with Kilt as the two of us do a live watch along for NXT Stand and Deliver. So it is NXT's biggest pay-per-view of the year. It is the first time that it is not a part of WrestleMania weekend. So this is its own event and not part of the whole entire weekend of Mania, and I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a really fun opportunity to see who main roster has their eyes on to see who they might be calling up after Mania. And we have some thoughts and feelings, and tune in later tonight to see our reactions on all of that during our watch along. But next week, we also have a really fun week ahead of us. Monday, we got Sakura Genesis to cover. So that's probably what I'm going to end up watching now. As soon as we're done here. Um, We'll have our post show for Stand and Deliver. AEW is happening where we will be making predictions because next Sunday, Benny, is Dynasty, which is crazy to say. Um, got some developments to talk about on Tuesday. CMLL. Thursday, we got Progress. Friday, we got CNA, and that's the go home before Rebellion. We got a Rebellion watch along next Saturday. It is starting us off. We are entering into the next 3 weeks where we are entering WrestleMania Hell Week, where we are going to be covering a bunch of stuff happening over Mania weekend, watch alongs and post shows. It's going to be great. But we got to get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning in from all of us here to BC Wrestle Pod to you at home. Remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. I'll see you later for our watch along for Stand and Deliver. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.